guys, this is Holy Hero Alex. Today we'll be talking about using Smoky in team battles. Let's start. The main advantages of Smoky are critical damage, high impact force, and a decent firing rate. These qualities make this turret highly versatile and equally well suited for attacking, defending, and playing midfield. There are no special requirements for an accompanying hull, but in my opinion, the best choice is Hornet. With some skill, the increase in speed and maneuverability will always overcome protection. Now about prioritizing targets with Smoky. Always shoot at railguns and shafts first, trying to knock off their aim. The reason is simple: a missed shot from these turrets costs the enemy team a lot. After that, your targets are light hulls. Smoky has an excellent firing rate and super high projectile speed, which means you are a lot more effective than Ricochet or Twins at neutralizing enemy Wasps and Hornets. Once you've achieved a certain level of skill with Smoky and have no problem hitting certain areas of your target, you should start shooting at the corners of enemy tanks. Which ones exactly? Well, that depends on the situation. When it comes to light hulls driving at high speeds, hit the front corners. You'll be able to stop your enemies or change which direction they're going. And if the enemy drives into a wall or falls off a bridge, you'll be able to finish him off easily. In close combat, always try to turn the enemy tank in the direction opposite to the one you're moving in. You'll make it really difficult for him to aim and hit you, saving yourself some damage. If the enemy is prepared and is standing next to a wall when facing you, just shoot into his turret. If you fight a tanker with a railgun, a well-timed hit will result in the railgun's shot going above you. All in all, Hornet and Smoky should be dancing on the battlefield. The element of surprise is your main asset. When at mid-ranges and firing from cover, always change your position. Hornet's speed and Smoky's rate of fire will really complement this tactic. That's all from me. This was Holy Hero Alex. Play with Smoky like pros. Good luck!
Hey guys, this is Vio. Today we will talk about the turret that's considered the simplest in tanky, and that is Twins. Let's start. And the only tip I can give you is place a brick on the keyboard. Just kidding. First, to use Twins effectively, you need to keep in mind its primary weakness – modest firing range. Overcoming this disadvantage is relatively easy. You need to play on the right maps and select the right routes. For example, Sandbox, Boombox and Silence are great for using Twins, while bigger maps like Sepohop are not. On such maps, you should always try to avoid areas where you are exposed. Now about Twins' main advantage – its high damage output and constant physical impact. Use these advantages wisely, and enemies with close-range turrets simply won't be able to reach you. By the way, Twins becomes even more effective when you are playing with a partner. But you need to choose that partner wisely. For example, playing with Isida is not recommended because an enemy wearing the rock paint might cause you serious trouble due to its protection against both your guns. A teammate with Vulcan is also not the best choice, as even one opponent with Africa or Graffiti might disrupt your plans. What's a good choice then? Firebird and Twins are a perfect pair, as there are no paints with good protection against both turrets. And finally, remember that Twins is an excellent choice for lifting tanks to basically any heights, which will come in handy for parkour. That's all guys, good luck to all the Twins lovers!
Hey everyone, this is Juggernaut. Today's topic is playing with Vulcan. Let's go! The best idea is to start with the turret's weak points. They are quite well known. Delay in shooting. The turret needs time to rotate its barrels before it starts dealing damage. Slower turret rotation speed when firing. And finally, the heating effect that deals damage to your tank. The firing delay just takes some getting used to, while the remaining two issues can and should be compensated for. When it comes to turret rotation, speed boost will help you. With it, your turret will turn 30% faster. As for heating up, the solution is Firebird-resistant paints, such as Loam, Inferno or Zeus. In their case, the maximum possible protection against Firebird is 50%, which gives you an extra 14 seconds of constant firing when using an M3 Viking and Vulcan. That's enough to destroy 3 enemy M3 Vikings. In combat, the best idea is to use Vulcan with medium and heavy hulls. Your line of work is long-range combat, so you don't need mobility, while the increased health pool will allow you to deal more damage without getting destroyed from overheating. On the other hand, Vulcan mounted on a Wasp or a Hornet is an excellent choice for parkour. When jumping, the machine gun gives you the biggest rotation force, which is great for pulling off stunts. To show you what I mean, here is an example: jumping off a ramp while shooting to the side. Ricochet gives you 2 flips. Railgun only gives you 1. Hammer gives 1 as well, while Vulcan gives 3. In addition to that, Vulcan on Wasp, Hornet or Dictator can be used for pulling off wheelies. And finally, the powerful and constant impact force of the turret helps you flip light enemy tanks over. And in a team battle, flipping over a tank is always better than destroying it. That's all for now. Play with Vulcan, it's worth it.
I know where we can go. I know.
Hey everyone, this is Part from Arcade. Today we'll be talking about Thunder, how to use Thunder's advantages and compensate for its weak points. Thunder is the only turret in the game that has splash damage. The most obvious use for it is to shoot a group of tanks. However, there's a lot more to do with it. When the enemy is retreating and hides behind a corner, you can still damage him by shooting the nearby wall. If there is no wall nearby and the enemy is hiding, swing your tank and shoot the ground. If you do this properly, the enemy will take damage. Splash damage can also be used for attacking tanks located above you, for example on red alert. And another trick: if the enemy is behind a cover and you can't shoot the ground, swing your tank and shoot into the building next to where he's positioned. Now about Thunder's main weakness, self-damage. Everybody knows how to deal with Thunder in a duel. Just drive real close to it so that it damages itself while shooting. But not all Thunder users know how to counter this trick. If the enemy is next to you, plant a mine and drive backwards. In most cases, the enemy will follow you and suffer quite a lot of damage. If you do this as soon as the opponent has approached, he is less likely to realize what you're doing. That's all for now. Enjoy playing with Thunder. Goodbye.
Where we can go, and it's all.
Hey everyone, Ivanich is back. Today we'll be talking about Isida and the 3 points you should keep in mind when playing with this turret. Let's go. The first point is the angle of Isida's area of effect. This is the same as with Freeze and Firebird, 20 degrees. When attacking with Isida, it's important to constantly deal damage to an enemy tank by keeping it within the area of effect. Otherwise, you'll be wasting some of your energy. Make sure you always attack from the right distance. Light and medium hulls are best damaged at long ranges. This makes it a lot easier to follow them with your beam. When it comes to heavy hulls, this is less of a problem, but they simply won't be able to escape you. Now about healing. Note that the area of effect is still 20 degrees, so staying close to your teammates is still not a good idea. Moreover, by getting too close to an ally, you might accidentally block him when he decides to maneuver or change his position. You might even knock off his aim. That's why healing should also be done from longer distances. So make sure you don't act like this. Instead, use this technique. Double damage is Isida's greatest asset. This supply gives you a huge advantage. It not only doubles your damage, but also speeds up your self-healing, making you extremely hard to destroy. In one-on-one combat on identical hulls, you can deal with almost any turret in the game. And finally, don't forget about Isida's other advantages. It's really good at earning you experience points, plus it's also able to remove heating and freezing effects from teammates. That's it for today, guys. Play with Isida, good luck!